already just what is, already this, already just the hearing, and what is seems to come with a gazillion stories, and it's still what is. It's an invisible edge where there isn't actually even an edge. It's always just this suddenness, however that may be, whatever is being thought, whatever is felt, still, it's just this. And this appears like it can be known. And this appears like it's a world and it's real and it's in a time and in a place. And that's how it is. And it's, for the most part, utterly unquestioned. And that which is looking to know what is rarely questioned. And all this is saying really here is that there is just what is. The miracle of sitting in a chair and the hearing of a voice. And sorry, I'm laughing there because Siri just jumped in and said, that's what I reckoned. She's obviously listening. And you see, if this could be arrived at, it would have a location. If this could be got to, there'd be a path to it. If it wasn't already the case. So what's already the case is hearing, sensations, what can be described as energy. But within this simplicity, within this kind of, I suppose, naked emptiness, within it can feel like a sort of a yearning. And it's not anybody's yearning, it's just yearning. And the word just, like, just stories isn't really a good word, but it's there's just what is. So if yearning is happening, then that's what is. It's what's been suggested here is that nobody is doing the yearning or nobody's doing seeking. So if already there's no one, if already it's just sitting on a chair, if it's already just what is, just this, then who could get to here, who could find, and who could stop seeking? Who could stop being interested in non-duality, and who could get this? There'd have to be somebody underneath the crown of the head, behind the eyes, somewhere that could acquire. And life is just so, this is just so immediately just happening that it's already too late by even saying that it's just this immediate happening, because it seems like it's a description. It seems like it's a description of something, whereas this is the pure aliveness of just hearing, not what's been said. There's nothing that could be understood about what's being described here, because it's the utter unknowability of something happening, or no thing happening, just happening. And it's completely and utterly beyond the mind. And it's evidently beyond the mind, because there's just absolutely nothing in it for the mind. There's nothing for the mind to understand and grab hold of and take and eat, because the mind and me will eat the world, consume it all for itself, and is insatiable, like this black hole vortex, trying to constantly consume and no, and totally insatiable, never satisfied, because it's almost the movement to know which pushes this way, but nothing is pushed away, because it's already the case. It's already just simply what is. It's already just simply sitting on a chair. And that's the description for sitting on a chair and hearing. That's the description. And that's a description appearing for this. But No word comes close to this, but that's probably as large as the story is going to get coming out of this mouth. Sitting on a chair, hearing. End of the story. But so I suppose, yeah, any questions? Just take a jump, whatever it may be, ask, whatever comes up, whatever is at the back of the throat, just if it's going to be said, then it's going to be said. And that's what this is all about. And if you haven't been here before, just unmute and go for it.
Hi, Frank.
Hiya.
I was wondering, how do you see history? Is it like another story? And I was wondering, like, if Putin would get 5 mil with his afternoon tea, would it be like different kind of story?
If what was the last? If Putin was to do what?
If Putin would get 5 mil with his
5 mil, just 5 mil is what?
5 mil. This 5 MEO. This DMT.
5 MEO.
MEO, yes.
Oh,
with
so 5 MEO. If he used to take psychedelics with his afternoon tea,
would it be like different kind of story? Maybe.
Who knows? You know, like really, you know, psychedelics are psychedelics. They're an experience that can totally unravel the person. But some people just go more into psychedelics, and Putin probably tell everybody to take them. I have no idea. Psychedelics are just an experience. Having a glass of water is an apparent experience that can be talked about. Psychedelics is perhaps a bigger experience. You know, there's probably more to say in a finite amount of time, but it's simply just experience. And then there's arising stories being told about psychedelics, but it becomes another path of, oh, I just need to take 10 more times, then I'll fully get there. And it's just more rah. That's what it can be. But, you know, who knows? Maybe he'd yeah, you know, your guess is as good as mine. I haven't a clue. It'd be interesting. It'd be interesting if they all took it.
But like history is just a story.
History is what's history. Everything is a story. Saying it's a story is a story, and there's a billion zillion different versions, and they're all, you know, of history, of his story. I saw somebody saying recently, why isn't it called her story? But it's just a story, yeah. It's lost in words and stories, hypnotic stories, yeah. There isn't history, there isn't time. There's, you know, whilst there's all the evidence to suggest that there's time, there's no time. This is the absence of time. And all that's happening now then is a questioning about history and stories about history. Which one do you tell? It could be called a trillion stories as opposed to history. It should still be that. It's just, it's in a way, there's a kind of a communal story, and the communal story, if you watch the mainstream news, is X. If you turn off the news, it's Y. If you live on your own out in the forest, it's another one. It's just stories. And as long as there's something, as long as the belief for heldness is there, that every word is real and this is real, then stories are real and history is real and time is real and space is real. But it's still just wherever you go, whatever you do, there's just that. There's just what is.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, mate.
Hiya.
Can you hear?
I can,
Can
yeah.
you hear the voice?
I
Okay.
can indeed, yeah.
So, all right. So, if it didn't happen, that implies that any arising is not happening.
If it didn't happen,
If it didn't happen, any arising happen. I mean, any arising being
yeah,
seen is not happening.
there's nothing happening, yeah. There's
Oh, okay.
absolutely nothing happening. It's just this is nothing happening full to the brim with hearing of. This is nothing happening full to the brim. And, you know, you can stay silent or words come out and silence is objectified then as something and the sound can be objectified to have meaning. But there's just this unfolding. Let's just say unfolding is a word, but any word is not, and it's not really about the words. There's just this, what is suddenness or whatever. Just this no thing appearing to happen. It's a kind of an edgeless line. What is nothing with nothing apart.
It wouldn't be like now you see me, now you don't.
I don't see you.
Now you see me, now you don't. Sort of as a rising.
No, there's just the hearing of a voice saying, "Now you see me, now you don't."
Okay. So it's acoustics, basically.
Well, there is acoustics and there's a sound and then there's response. There's something being said there and then there's a response coming to what's been said. And this is the response, apparently.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Is there any difference between silence and words?
No. There's no difference with anything. If everything is objectified when there's something here, then no, that's silence. And the word then silence is a thing called silence. It's supposed to hold it or whatever. And it's an it, silence and sound. This is silence sounding. But nothing you can do with that. There's just wholeness. There's just what is. And then whatever story then seems to be being told about, I love the silence or whatever.
Hey, mate.
Oh, yeah.
Is this permeating or interpenetrating brimming?
Is this permeating?
And or an interpenetrating brimming?
Interpenetrating brimming.
Yeah, you know how you say full on to the brim, brim.
Full to the brim, yes. So it's like or silence sounding, or this is emptiness. This is no thing, being everything. This is nothing happening, and yet full to the brim with the hearing of. This is nothing happening. Full to the brim with the hearing of. You can't catch or hold this. You can't name it. You can't get close to it. You can't get far away. There's just what is. So whatever then is arising is what is. So that question there, that's what is. So it's this. So it's that question being asked there, and all that's being suggested is that nobody's doing the asking. So then, no thing matters. Anything can be said, and you won't get closer or further away. It's still what is.
So basically, not basically, seemingly, permeating is not exactly something that, although it's a question, is not exactly an actualization of something. It just is.
Well, you see, there's nothing to be realized, nothing to be gained. There'd have to be somebody in there that could realize this. So then all that's been said is that nobody there is talking or asking that question. So, or, the curiosity that's arising about that is just how it is. That's just unfolding. And then in this, let's say, somehowness, there's a response then. But the response seems to kind of always, it seems to go back to, it's just this though. And it's not it can't be objectified. That's just what I appear to be saying then.
Yes, no, it's nothing about realizing something. I was just talking about actualization, actualizing.
Yeah, that seems like a story to me. Actualizing, who would actualize it?
No, it's just happening. I guess you can use the word happening, and it's expressing.
It's almost like, in a way, it's appearing as the sound of a voice, and it seems like then the voice is attempting to describe this isness, but really and truly what the voice is trying to suggest is that it's as the sound, it's as the feelings, it's coming through, and it can't be objectified or held, or no word will say, oh, well, that's what this is, because it's not anything.
Yeah, because there's no one to know that there's no one doing that.
There's no one to know or not to know. And it's nothing to do with knowing.
Yeah. Okay.
But thanks for nothing. Yeah, you see that, and it's not a realization. it's the end of the idea of realizations. It's the end of all these dreamt images of what this could be, should be, would be, or, you know, it's these dreamt images then of self and no self. It's just all of the house of cards falls apart, and what's left, just this. But that's not a happening, because it's already just this, and there's no one inside there that can gain already, and there's no one asking the question. It's a total it's total
May I
mystery.
confess something?
Oh yeah.
May I confess something?
Yes, my son.
I have no flipping idea what you are saying.
Yeah, well, that
Yeah,
makes two
thanks
of
for
us
nothing.
then. Yeah, good.
Thanks for
Yeah,
nothing.
great. No, I'm very happy.
Right.
That's exactly, you've got it. There's nothing being said here. If you could catch it. Thanks for nothing. It's great. Oh.
There is nothing, but there seems to somehow nice to be here. What is it?
Don't know. Yeah. But I'd agree, yeah. It's amazing. Where else would you be going where you get thanked for nothing? Isn't it great? You see, if there was something being talked about, it would just be a totally different energy. If there was something on offer, something to be described, or some authority, something to be explained, totally different energy. The sound or the silence then, or whatever would be objectified, and then it's just totally different. It's let's have the silence. It's just silence or whatever. It's just this.
Is there some kind of group resonance, but is it just nothing?
It's nothing as whatever is being described there or questioned. Really, it's that freeness to be whatever is unfolding. Uncomfortableness, comfortableness, joy, sadness, head wrecking. I don't get this. This is bullshit. I wish I was at Ariana's. Whatever. What, you know what I mean? That's what it's totally free. It's totally free, and it's just what it appears to be. Then it's not even a thing called freedom. It's just what it appears to be.
Spontaneity.
I wish I was at Ariana's. I'm joking.
It went already. It was just 1.5 hours. So you are late.
Okay.
But it is not even spontaneity.
It's whatever I said there, that's probably close enough. That it's just what it appears to be without it being forced to be anything. Perhaps, but where do you begin? That's a story. Like where do you begin? Nothing's happening. This isn't a meeting. We're not talking about anything.
Hi, Frank.
Yeah.
In the beginning, you said that this is the miracle, just sitting here,
Yes.
just sitting here in the front of or on the chair, or in the front, or whatever.
Yes.
And in the same time, nothing ever happens.
Yeah, miracle you see in a way has kind of images of Jesus and water and wine. There's a little problem with that, but it is the miraculousness of this, really, the total unknowability of this.
I love that. That's why I unmute and
Yeah.
I love what you said. And in the same time, nothing ever happened.
That's nothing happening. This is nothing happening. So there's no start. It's just memory, thought, whatever. It's always this, like, it's just. But you can't know it as always this. It's just, it's just this business or whatever. God. Business. But to come up with new words, I think.
Miraculousness. Thanks.
Thank you.
Hi, Frank.
Hiya.
Socrates said that I know that I don't know. Do you think that it was similar kind of unknowing or different kind of unknowing?
Well, there isn't even unknowing, and trying to read into what one sentence is, I know that I don't know, seems like a knowing to me. It seems like, it seems like a knowing in a way. I know that I don't know. It's just, it's so nothing to do with knowing and unknowing. There's nothing being said and nothing being described. And that the idea then of knowing or not knowing just is so irrelevant because it's so immediately arising. It's so immediately this. It's so immediately whatever is appearing to happen. That would include the sound of saying, I know that I don't know, but it's as in between the words, around the words, as the words, it's as everything. So, but who knows? Who knows? There's no Socrates. There's no Socrates in there. It's just, do you know what I mean? There's no Socrates in behind the eyes. It's just the words appearing and then meaning being attributed to them, apparently.
But it's a story, is it? You can say there is a story about.
It's a great story about Socrates, yeah, and wisdom and wise. So there's a bit of wisdom in there too. Probably, there's nothing to do with wisdom.
Hey, Frank.
Hiya.
A very off-topic question. How do I pronounce your family name? Is it McCoy or McCarthy?
It could be McCoffee, given the amount of drink. No, it's McCaughey.
McCarthy.
McCaughey, yeah.
Okay, that was somehow.
There you go.
Thank you.
I'm glad you've got something out of this. Yeah.
Oh.
Great. Thank you.
Hi, Frank.
Hey.
I somehow like very much this format of yours because they has been, I'm a Finn, and we people say that Finns communicate with different nuances of silence, and there is a lot of communications with your meetings somehow.
Okay. It's just what's happening. There's just this. So there's talking, there's not talking.
I have to agree. I find so much comfort in these, in the silence with you guys, and just seeing everyone's faces, although there's no one there. But I agree.
And Frank, do you feel disappointed if no questions come? Can that happen? Like, oh, what?
It's phenomenal in a way. You couldn't describe this because it's just no questions are this, questions are this, everything is this. So I mean, by any stretch of if this was, let's open it to the floor for questions, and there was no questions, but if for any other standards of a meeting, this would be a disaster. But this is free to be exactly what it is. It's nothing to do with this. So it's absolutely nothing to do with this, because this is a motor mouth.
Yeah.
So there's
means something like robot.
just normally, if you got me talking about coffee, I'd be there for an hour. There's just question response. It's absolutely nothing to do with any kind of, there's no thing that I'd like to say. It's just arriving at this somehow, a story being told at the start, and then there's questions and response. It's unbelievable. This is just, it is unbelievable. So,
but looks
but
like
it's free to be whatever
Yeah.
it can be, So, who knows, who knows what way it's going to turn out. If I was to turn around and go, right, okay, I'm turning it off. I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
But and it's just the newness. This is so totally and utterly new, because if this was a subject, we'd get to the bottom of this subject. We'd have a good old story to tell about this. There's nothing to be said about this. Just nothing. But then words appear to come out, discussion or whatever, question, answer, response, and all the while it's just this kind of, I don't know, I can't say what anything is. So it's just mental. It's great. I went into the other room and I was on my Todd, because I'm just an idiot with technology these days. And I was sitting there going, right.
Yeah.
Nobody's turned up. Literally, nobody in the thingy there. And I'm going, right. Probably should wrap it up. Jesus.
And then you gave it another try with a different kind of what?
I clicked in the link I sent everybody.
Yeah.
And that worked. Bit of common sense there would have. Jesus,
And when you were just describing like how these, let's say, meetings are for you right now, then there was again this image of here for me, like this complete childlike wonder, like complete amazement about whatever is happening. Like
You see, this is kind of like, it's just so full. It's full of everything, you know. So apparently I'm at the computer and I'm, you know, God, it'd be great to organize a meeting. And I'm sitting there, organize a meeting. Then 10 minutes before the meeting, there's thoughts, what the fuck? What? You're doing a meeting? What? And then all the stories and whatever. And there's just then admit all. And then zoop. And then question, response, or comment, you know, whatever it may be then. And it's, and all that's just a story. There's nothing happening. It's just this, like, it's not even at this that you can grab hold of. How can you get further away, closer to this? Like, this is, and it just seems then, there seems to be then, as this, a description and questioning, or whatever you want to call it, about this dizziness.
yeah.
So it's fully electric, and it's, yeah, and it's nothing, absolutely nothing.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Hi, Frank.
Hiya.
Hi. Yeah, I just wanted to say I love these two. I don't, it's so bizarre because I just sat here in silence and it's just like, I love it. So it's like, yeah, I just.
You're not sitting there.
Yeah. I'm going to explode. It's like, yeah. You can see a gentlelessness of this. Just, I don't know. Anyway, I feel like I love you all.
Hi, Frank. There is no one, but there is still like different kind of characters. Like I sometimes feel like clumsy, and that's what's happening. But like there is no one, but there is still like different characters.
Yeah, it seems to be full on descriptions of characteristics and characters and yeah, everything. Different senses of humor. I mean, the list is endless. You can't do. No, well, you could actually do clumsy Mika. I'm joking. Do you know what I mean? That you can't do anything. It's just what's appeared to happen. And then of course, then it's then I am this, I am that, and whatever way. But it's not it's nothing is true, you know. It's like I am this way. It's something that appeared to happen, and then that seems to get stuck as a label, and you know, whatever way the characteristics. But there's no, you see, in a way, there's a kind of a. That's what seems to happen when people are seen. They're seen in a certain way. So such and such is like this, and it's almost like the label making machine gets a label and sticks it on them and goes, "Well, that person's angry. They're angry. They're angry all the time." Now, you know. But that seems to be the label making machine. The newness, the anew is not seen. And it's not that it's seen, it's just the freshness, the full on. It's always sees somebody sees somebody, as opposed to body, reaction, free to be, whatever it appears to be then. Do you know, just this. But, you know, that's not a becoming or a happening. It's already the case. So, you know, there's ideas in the mind that, oh, I won't be awkward and shy if the self falls away. I'll be full of character. I'll be brilliant. I'll be confident. It's just more stories, just more images held of what this would be like then. She can't do awkwardness or shyness. How can you do it? It's just how it appears to be. And then it's the description. It's just energy. And it's description then, oh, such and such is shy or anxious. It's all just blah, 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 blah.
So like clumsiness may happen and you may like embrace clumsiness, no need for shame, or it's just what's happening.
But it's just what appears to be happening. And then the description being told about that then is what's appearing to happen. That's what's appearing to happen then. Going crazy at the laptop because the printer doesn't work or connect. That's just what's happening. You can't do that, but you know, then thoughts about I need to calm down about technology or whatever. It's just this unfolding, this spontaneous appearing to happen that is nobody's, that is told. It's not like you can't control, nor can you control your attempt to maybe control things or do this better. That's just how it is, you know. But it's all just an unbelievable, brilliant story. There's nothing to control. There is no one. There's no one in there already, though. And no one in there going to think, You can't do that. You can't catch or hold on to this for a moment. It's already as the sounds, it's already as the hearing, it's already as sitting on the chair and thoughts about this. You know, it's so totally and utterly ordinary. So clumsiness or whatever it's just how it is then. And you know, it's the story then, and the hell story about clumsiness. Clumsiness is a story. It's just what's appearing to happen.
There is no one has somehow nice resonance. It just like I like to say it in my mind also sometimes that there is no one.
Yeah.
It just like feels nice.
Yeah. So you're not doing that. Isn't that amazing? Isn't it?
No, it's what happening somehow. I don't know.
And that's just what's happening then.
Yeah.
You can't do what you're doing there, or the talking, or the thinking, or the wondering, or the saying of there is no one. You can't do that. It's just what is. Nobody has a clue what this is, but there is a gazillion stories about this. It's still just this though. And then whatever story is going to be told seems to just, you know, it is rebooting and collapsing in every breath and every sound. And it appears like there's continuity, and it appears like a start and an end. The moment you open your mouth, it appears like there's a beginning. But it's just sounding. It's not even that then. I haven't a clue. That's better, actually. Whistling is much better. You need to whistle, Frank. You're much clearer when you whistle. Yeah, I agree.
I like also blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's really good. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for nothing. And thanks for the blah, blah, blahs. They're my favorite parts. Oh.
Maria, we can't hear you.
Oh yeah, we can't hear you. Yeah. Must be on. You must not have a microphone on those earphones. I'd suspect. Could be.
Okay, does that work?
There you go. Yeah.
All right. What I said was brilliant.
Ah.
Oh, I'm so sorry. No, no, it was someone mentioned the word isness earlier. And it's really great because on one hand, you point to something like everything being fully itself, like 100%, 100% itself. But at the same time, this is not known or describable or in any way, nothing can be said about it at the same time. So it's one of those really amazing words. It's just isness, like boom. Yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to share. And maybe the clumsiness is also just isness. Like if clumsiness is isness, it's not good or bad. It's just as is. So yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. So there is no meeting. There's just what is. And when the computer is turned off, it'll be what is. And when the kettle is on, and when hunger arises, and when thoughts appear, and la 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 la. It's just what is. No thing apart. Amazing. Thank you very much. See you later.
Thank you, Frank.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you very much.
Take it easy. See you.